Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be showing you how I got this warm, smoky, berry toned halo eye. I used a ton of different shadows and I used some glitter, some highlight. So I think this is perfect for every day. I go a little bit extra every day. So first thing I'm going to do is prime my eyes. For that I'm going to use the Smashbox Photo Finish 24-hour primer. I haven't decided if I like this primer or not yet. It is a little bit thick, and last time I used it, it creased up on me pretty badly. So I'm just going in with a thinner layer on both eyes right now, so hopefully this will work out better for me this time. So I'm going to go into the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and just to set down that primer, I'm going to go in with the shade Tempora, and that's going to just make sure that things won't crease later on, and it'll kind of blank out the discoloration and the veins that I do have on my eyelid. This will just make a better canvas for the berry tones that we're going to go into later, and just help all of our other powder shadows blend better so we don't have any harsh lines and we don't have any skipping of the actual eyeshadows on my eye. So I'm just doing that with both of my eyes, making sure they're all set. And then I'm going to go with my transition. This is the shade Balm Fresco. This is a really nice mid-toned pink shade. I really like it for transition. It is close to the color of my natural skin tone, so I'm just going in now and blending. I'm building up that color a little bit, and our transition is all set. This is a Colourpop eyeshadow in the shade Get Out. This is a matte berry kind of purpley shade, and I'm going to start by going on the outer corner of my eye and building that up, and then I'm going to bring it into my crease and then onto the inner corner of the eye to create a halo effect. So this color is a little bit less pigmented than I thought. So I'm just going in and building it up and making sure that it's as vibrant as I can get it to be. I am connecting those two sides up in my crease, and then I decided to go into Venetian Red just to deepen that up a little bit because the Colourpop shadow, like I said, wasn't really giving me much of the berry toned pigmentation that I was really looking for. So going in with Venetian Red, and I'm just blending into the crease. This is an Anastasia Beverly Hills dual-ended eyeshadow brush that actually came with the Modern Renaissance palette. So I'm just going and blending in the crease, making sure there are no harsh lines. And then I'm going to go into Love Letter from the palette. This is a more brighter, pinkier shade just to intensify that a little bit more. I wanted the look to have a little bit more life to it than just the flat matte tones. So I think that really brought some vibrancy into the look, and there I am blending again. I just keep going back and forth and building up the colors and blending. I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. Working with berry tones, you have to make sure to go in a little bit at a time and then just continue to blend, or else it's going to look a hot mess, and nobody wants to look like a hot mess. So this is a Mirabella eyeshadow blender brush. I got this in a subscription box. I believe it was an Ipsy bag. And here I am just blending out the harsh lines of the upper crease. So now I'm going to go in with my Too Faced glitter glue because we're gonna go for some glitter, girl. So I'm just patting this on the center of my lid where I did not put the eyeshadow. I'm going into the Too Faced Nikkie Tutorials Power of Makeup palette, and I'm taking that gold glitter shade and packing it on my lid with the other end, the flat end of the Urban Decay shadow brush that came in with the Naked 2 palette, I believe. That's from the Naked 2 palette. So here I am just packing it all on the glitter, and then I'm going to start priming my face, and then I'm going to go back to my eyes. This is the Josie Maran Surreal Skin Argan Oil Balm. I got this in my Allure Beauty box or Sephora Play, I can't remember. So this is the first time trying it. It doesn't have a scent or anything. It goes on really nicely on my skin, and I think it primed me pretty well for my foundation. So I'm just putting that all over my face. I'm using my ring finger because it's the weakest, especially around my eyes. I don't want to be pushing and pulling and tugging. So back to the eyes, I'm going with my Marc Jacobs gel liner in black. And I'm going to just outline the top lash line, and then I'll go in with an angled brush and just kind of smudge that out a little bit. That way my lash line does have some definition, but it's not too harsh, and it just kind of goes with the blown out look of the rest of the eyeshadow. So there I am, just kind of moving this product around a little bit, just blending it up on my lash line. And then I'm going to do that same thing on the other side, just go in with the gel liner as close to my lash line as I can get it, And then I will go in with my angled blending brush. I got this brush from a Morphe set online. And then I'm going to take that gel liner and put it on my waterline. It's looking a little crazy right now, but I promise when we get some lower lash line shadow action going on, it'll look better. So moving on to the face, first thing I'm going to do is spot conceal. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer in the lightest shade. And here I am just, oh, I know, sad Marissa. So I'm just going to cover up some of my larger acne spots and blend that out with an e.l.f. small stipple brush. I find that with foundations that are lighter coverage like the L'Oreal True Match, it really helps me use less product and, almost spilled it, and it helps me use less product and look less cakey. So there, I'm just going to dot it all around my face. I just prefer this method of application, just kind of putting it on. Yeah, it didn't smell good. It was not a nice smelling foundation. I don't think I got a bad one. I just think the scent of it is kind of yucky. So I just prefer dotting it all over my face, and then I'm going to blend it out with my black beauty blender. I like the black one. It's a little bit more stiff. I think that it's the one that's meant for skincare, but I really like it for foundation. Got a little bit under my eyebrow, but there's nothing a finger blend can't fix. So I found this foundation blended out really well, and so far I really liked it. This is the Rimmel Perfect Match Concealer in the lightest shade. I just picked this up from the drugstore, and I've used it a couple of times, and I really like it. I struggle to find drugstore concealers that are light enough for my pale skin, so this one seems to work out really well. It's got a really nice brightening effect, so that's why I'm putting it down the bridge of my nose, up on my forehead and my chin. So we're going to highlight the center of the face as well as conceal at the same time. So I'm just going to blend this out with the same beauty blender. I don't find that I need a different type of beauty blender or anything. This one works out fine. And I did have some trouble with this around my eyeshadow. I made a couple mistakes and ended up blending over some of the eyeshadow. So keep that in mind. Just be careful with those kind of darker eyeshadows. It's important to do your eyeshadow first, but just be careful when you're blending out your concealer. So I'm going to set that concealer with the yellower shade. It's not technically a banana shade, but the more yellow shade in the Wet n Wild Contour palette. I really like both of the shades in that palette. And now I'm going to set the rest of my face. I love this powder. This is the Dermablend Loose Setting Powder. I'm using just an Ego Tools powder brush. I got this powder in a subscription box as well. I really like it. I did my brows off camera with the Colourpop Blondie Pomade and the Anastasia Brow Wiz. Now on to mascara. I'm combining two mascaras. The first is the Maybelline Big Shot, and the second is the Almay One Coat Thickening. I really like both of those mascaras individually, and I think that together they are really nice. So now for my lower lash line, I'm going into the shade Love Letter. It's the only shade I'm going to use on my lower lash line, and that's because I really wanted it to bring out the little bit of Love Letter that I did use on my upper lid. I liked the pinkier tones as opposed to like the darker purple tones that I ended up going in with. So using the shade kind of pulls it together. I wasn't too thrilled with the Nikkie Tutorials palette shade. It didn't give me the wabam glitter that I was looking for. So I went in with the Urban Decay Heavy Metals eyeliner in the shade Space Cowboy. I also went under my lower lash line a little bit with that as well. I felt that that really gave me the glitter I was looking for. And here I'm quickly contouring with that Wet n Wild shade. I like that shade a lot for fair skin. I find that it doesn't give you too harsh of a contour. And there I'm just using a Laura Mercier face brush. For blush, I'm going into the Becca Blush with Light palette. There I am, Inception. So I'm taking the lighter shade all the way on the left and my It Cosmetics blush brush, and I'm just going to apply that. I really like this palette. I actually got it on sale on Black Friday for 13 bucks, so totally worth it. Now we're going in with my new favorite thing. This is the Holmes and Smashbox collaboration. I'm obsessed with this, guys. It's just creamy and blendable, and I know, look at that, it's beautiful, it's so glowy and highlighty, and I don't like that there's any glitter in it except for the last shade, so you don't have to use glitter unless it's your choice. So on a day-to-day basis, yes, I don't have to have a glittery highlight. So I think that this is just an absolute must-buy. Definitely go out and grab that. So I'm taking the lightest shade in that highlighting palette and just putting it on my inner corners, and I'm going to put it under my brow bone as well. I think that both of those shades work really well. This is the Pearl palette, and I think it's just absolutely perfect for fair skin. So now moving on to lipstick, I will be combining two Essence Long Lasting lipsticks, number 2 and number 7. The first one I'm going to go on with is number 2. It's really nude, and that's why I'm mixing it with a little bit of the other shade. I like this lipstick formula a lot. I just find that that color is a little bit too nude for me. So I'm just mixing in a little bit of the number 7 and using some Wet n Wild Photo Focus Setting Spray, fan my face down, and that's it, you guys. I really hope you guys like this style of talk through tutorial, and if you guys liked it, make sure to subscribe, comment down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!